Hey, Heinz, what are you doing today?
I am definitely doing things that are a lot better than you sound. That's for
Yeah,
sure. You definitely sound like you're a little froggy, congested, whatever the term is.
a little froggy, that is for sure. I've been kind of in bed most of the week. Nasty, nasty cold. And also, I'm the biggest baby in the world. So,
My
y'all are going to
baby,
hear about how
my
horrible my
baby.
week was. Yeah, but I'm doing okay now. I'm doing
God,
okay.
we already got a Notorious B.I.G. reference in, and we're not even 30 seconds in. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
My baby, my baby.
Speaking of frogs, though, that's what I'm going to be for Halloween this year is a frog. So,
Uh,
I'm dressing up as a frog tomorrow.
will there be a name to the frog?
Froggo, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know. Frank the frog. That sounds pretty good. Also, my little dog Gert is going to be a frog, so we're just going to be a couple of frogs out doing frog stuff in the city. So that'll be pretty fun.
So
Yep.
you will not be Kermit. You're not going to claim the famous frog out
No,
there.
no.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just my own frog doing frog stuff.
Yeah, I forgot. We're entering into officially holiday candy season. I mean, these are the candy holidays where you have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then you have Christmas, followed by Easter shortly after that. And we're coming into like a real solid 5 month stretch, 6 month stretch of candy.
Yeah. Do we call it the sugar season?
We could call it the sugar season. That would work, but I think we got to go candy. I mean, it's got to be candy because at Thanksgiving everyone's like, candy. What are you talking about? Candy, corn. Got to have it.
Candy, candy corn, candy canes, and syrup.
Yeah, yeah. The little candy pumpkins too now that they make.
Mm,
Those are really good
I,
too.
I'm not a fan of the little candy pumpkins. I don't. Well,
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe I'm not being fair to the candy pumpkins. I haven't had one in I'd say 20 years, but I'd
oh,
be
you got to
willing to
try them.
try one. Okay.
You got to try them, and you have to eat the green part off first, the
Okay.
vine part, and then you can eat the rest of the orange part. You can't eat them
Oh,
together. It doesn't really work out that well.
okay. If you eat the vine part, does it unlock the pumpkin's maximum flavor potential?
Of course, because that's the only way you can clean out the innards to make it a jack o' lantern.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
see where you're
yeah.
going with this.
What's your favorite holiday candy?
Favorite holiday candy? Well, if we're talking Halloween, it's standard Reese's peanut butter cups, which I've said
Mhm.
1,000 times on this podcast that I love those stupid things. But I
I'm
don't.
gonna I'm gonna take
Is
a
there a? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take a cheat because it's one that I don't even know the name of, but they're like the aluminum foil wrapped that looks like a strawberry, and it's those strawberry hard candies. They are really really good. I think they're just made by Brock's. They're just called
Oh,
strawberry hard candies,
I think I
and
know
they
what
are
you're
so
talking
good.
about. Huh. Interesting. Those
Yeah,
are pretty good. I haven't had one of those again in 20 some years.
sounds like somebody needs to make a little run to the candy store.
I'm kind of behind on my sugar consumption, apparently. Oh, geez.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
this got me thinking all this candy talk. Isn't that kind of how we started this podcast? Was a discussion about candy. That's what prompted us to make this stupid podcast.
Which was about 365 days ago ish, right now.
Right stinking now. The What We
We've
Meant
done
to
this
Say
for a year.
podcast. Yeah, we're a year old. Happy anniversary, Heinz.
Yeah, happy
Happy.
anniversary. I don't know what we have to gift for a 1 year anniversary. Do we gift each other or do the fans gift us?
Probably just gift each other because
Okay.
I don't know. I'd feel weird accepting gifts from the fans. You never know what we're gonna get.
That could be really bad. It could be really bad,
It
but
could be scary. I
there's some
think
creative ones.
a really good gift podcast theme related to our show would be like an old Chris Farley DVD with a bunch of Reese's peanut butter cups taped onto it.
Yeah. No, that would be a good one. That'd be a really good one.
That would sum
Uh,
up our show pretty dang well.
yeah, yeah. The old big Walmart little basket thing full of the $5 DVDs that were all the old SNL ones.
Yep.
Yeah, that would pretty much be what we'd need. That would really get us going. Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, yeah, Phil Hartman. Yeah,
Yep. Some of
that's
the
all we'd need.
legends. Yep.
Well, should we rehash the past year, celebrate the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of the pod?
Yes, let's do it. Let's celebrate us today. So
Woo!
let's hit that music and we'll be right back. Here we go. All right, we are back from the music, and this week we are celebrating Jake and Hines. We are celebrating the What We Meant to Say podcast and our 1 year anniversary of doing this show. So, first and foremost, thank you to everyone who has listened, who's liked, subscribed, all that fun stuff. We wouldn't do it if you didn't listen. So, thank you so much for everything, for your feedback. You are much, much appreciated. Hines, what do you got for us today, bud?
I have to just second and or echo Jake's comments on that. It's been fun hearing from people that say, "Oh, by the way, I listened to your podcast the other day." That's always something I enjoy hearing and going, "Yeah, some people are actually listening to it. That's pretty cool." I think we should probably tell a story. I don't know if we ever did, of how the podcast actually came about.
Yeah,
And
let's do
maybe
it.
I can tell my version, and then you can say the actual way it happened. And then I can say, well, what I meant to say was. And
Okay.
we kind of got to
Okay.
that. But if I
Okay.
remember right, I was sending you a bunch of Apple Music links to music. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, Jake, I just jammed on this. You got to listen to this. This is so good. You got to listen to this. And the funny thing is, you couldn't listen to any of them because you don't have a subscription to Apple Music, right?
Right. That is correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think we started chit-chatting back and forth about music. And one of us, I don't remember which one, we'll call it a tie, said, we should do a podcast. And I think our podcast was originally like, hey, we should do it about music. And then it kind of became like, well, we'd probably run out of things to talk about, not quick, but eventually we would. So then we kind of went, like variety show? Is that the best way to call this? Are we a variety show?
Yeah, I think so. Variety is probably the best label for us, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And then you went and learned just a ton of stuff about how to like post a podcast, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I went and did a bunch of, nerdy stuff about how to, how to get a podcast out there, how to edit them, how to market them, all sorts of stuff. And at first I was like, oh, I don't think this is something I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, the more I looked at it, I set aside my laziness, give up right at the beginning, and actually started to read a little bit more and more. And I thought, oh, it's not too bad. The hardest part is coming up with content, to keep it interesting, to keep viewers in and keep them engaged. And hopefully we've done that. So here we are.
And you are so humble in how you said, oh, I thought that was pretty cool. I figured out how to post podcasts. Because I remember when you were figuring it out, you were so freaking pumped when you found out how to like post. You're like, dude, we're on Spotify. Dude,
Yeah.
we're on Apple Podcast. You were so pumped. And I was too. But you were kind of, oh, that was really fun. No, Jake, you were so pumped about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know how to put my music and stuff, things like that on Spotify. So like there's gotta be some kind of service that's similar to what I use for my music that just distributes it all. And so yeah, we're on a good one. We're on a company called Buzzsprout, who just upload all of our stuff every week and then they just distribute it to the world for us. And so it's really nice and simple.
Really, actually, it's super, super tough. And if anyone ever wants to have a podcast, they should contact Jake so that he can be the person that puts it all together for you. Because it's not easy.
Shameless self-promotion. Yeah, look me up. If you want to do a podcast, contact me. Contact the What We Meant to Say podcast and be like, hey, what do I do? And I'll let you know.
Yeah, because it's really complicated, really, really complicated. And only a like super smart person like Jake can do it.
Yeah. To be super, super Jake smart to be able to figure it out.
Yes. What was your favorite? No, we're not going to choose a favorite. What was one of the episodes you really enjoyed?
I think it was episode number 3, and I think we've talked about this a lot. It's still after this is episode number 48 of our full episodes. We've also done, what is it, 35 or 36 of the shorty episodes as well. But I'm still sticking with number 3, and that's the gas station snack attack, because I think we had talked about the whole music variety type show. And then one day you sent a text chain out to me and a bunch of friends, like power ranking candy bars. And I think that's kind of what cemented the idea that we need to do a podcast about nothing and everything at the same time. And it was just, power ranking your favorite gas station candies. And we're like, we could turn that into a podcast. And we could do something silly like that. And then next week, do something more serious, or the next week, do something about music. But that episode 3 about picking your favorite candy from a gas station, that is just such a stupid topic, but that it fits right into the theme of our podcast. Of our original intention was, what is a conversation you'd have with your friend sitting around in a dorm room on a Saturday morning? Yeah, it's probably about candy, something like that. Something
we all do it. We all do it. We all go to gas stations.
It's not deep at all. It's just you're making conversation and you're laughing a little bit. And I think that's the whole point of this podcast, is be silly and hopefully laugh a little bit. And so I think that is the ultimate episode that defines us. It's about candy bars.
And it's one thing too. We have never, for some reason, I don't know why, we have never been short of topics. We've always been able to come up with something like pretty easily. And have we ever, I mean, I'm not saying all of our episodes are like gold. We've never really had a retake. We've always like just hopped on, did our thing, and moved forward. And we're always able to carry somehow, some way, 15, 20-minute podcasts that we both kind of at the end go, God, that was kind of funny.
Okay.
Or God, that actually turned out pretty decent. We thought it was going to be a dud.
Yeah. There's been some topics that we thought were going to come out flat, but they're actually pretty interesting. And then some that we thought were going to be like, oh, this is going to be really good, and maybe came out a little flat. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on us. But I mean, we've learned a lot along the way. Like if you go back and listen to, and I talk about this all the time, and I'm going to redeem myself this year, but last year, if you go and listen to, it's called Don't Be a Turkey, Give Thanks. It's the Thanksgiving episode. There's so many technical glitches that I couldn't figure out how to fix on that episode. So if you listen to it,
episode 4.
Yeah, episode 4. It was so glitchy, and we just had like a bad internet connection for that show, and so much of the audio got cut out. Should we have gone back and retaped it? Absolutely. Did we? No, because we're punk rock, man. We're just going with it.
We are one take wonders. We just do it and we let it ride.
Yep. That's exactly
there's a few of them. I think you should go back. Everyone should go back and listen to our first 10 episodes, because that is like a solid 10 episode run, like really, really good. And I think we're probably going to go back and we're going to have to hit on those same topics, not all 10, but like the Thanksgiving episode where we give thanks for things throughout the year, the Christmas gift exchange, which was a pretty good one.
Which we will be doing again this year for sure.
Oh yeah. And then the New Year's resolution episode.
Oh, no.
I am not re-listening to that, but if people want to remind us of what we might have said, because I have a feeling a lot of them probably did not, go through all the way.
Right. And if you go back and listen to, I'd say probably the first 5 episodes, I had no idea what editing a podcast meant. You'll notice that those first few episodes are somewhere between 40 to 55 minutes long. And every episode since then has been about 30 minutes. We just hit record, and when we were done, I just uploaded it, and I didn't do any editing. There's so much dead time and us just like, hides. But then I learned I can go in and edit all that stuff out, all that dead air, and really kind of hopefully tighten everything up. But I
believe the technical term for that is smooshing. You smoosh it.
Oh, you smoosh it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm not an audio engineer guy, but I can tell you, I think it's called smooshing it all together.
Smooshing it all together. And
Yeah.
then, I learned how to edit out like what Heinz just did right now. I don't know if y'all could hear it, but he's drinking water and he sets his bottle down on the ground and goes thump. Yeah,
I think
go,
Jake is trying to guilt me into
edit.
not doing it anymore.
Yeah, stop doing that. You're making my morning tomorrow a lot more busy.
Yeah. Well, that is what I meant to say is I apologize for that. But actually, we just kind of hang out and chit chat. And so sometimes you do things and you don't realize it.
Right.
And then all of a
exactly.
sudden you're like, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't be doing that. So,
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you just learn. Like a lot of people don't realize being a podcaster, broadcaster, actor, musician, whatever, it's not easy. It is not easy. It takes
It's
a
a
lot
tough
of work.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Life on the road, man. Yeah.
Struggles are real. How about some of the TV episodes we talked about? That seems to be like a favorite topic for us is TV and like food. Now we kind of covered the food, but some of the TV things, like we are obviously very big Saturday Night Live fans.
Yep.
Along with Chris Farley. That probably describes us relatively well.
Yeah, it does. Oh, speaking of Saturday Night Live, if you haven't watched last night's episode, Tom Hanks makes a guest appearance and they brought back David Pumpkins. So
Very
that was very exciting. But yeah, there's a lot of TV talk. I can't think of any of them off the top of my head right now.
Well, we had favorite soundtracks. That was a recent one,
okay.
fairly recent one. We did go through the Saturday Night Live. That was in the first 10 episodes. We did do that.
I think that was episode number 2, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
We did our welcome episode, and then we jumped right into SNL.
That's right. We did not waste much time. And we did a few with like favorite TV series, different things like that, endings, finales.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we seem to always kind of come back to entertainment is a big topic for us in our podcast, whether it's music, TV, movies.
What topic should we talk about next when it comes to television? Oh, how about like the worst shows of all time? Would that might be too negative though?
I think we can because we can spin it into the shows that were deemed the worst of all time that we actually kind of liked. That we got into and we said, you know what? This is actually pretty good. It's too bad it got canceled.
Like Clueless, the TV series. Man, I love that show.
Yeah. Saved by the Bell, the college years. Absolutely loved it. I would probably still watch it to this day. So yeah, we can do something like that. Another one I was thinking of is our favorite movie and TV writers, producers, that type of thing, or directors. Kind of going on that, maybe going to like a whole new level, even on the music side, like favorite writers and things like that.
Oh yeah, that is a good idea.
And don't forget, we still do have Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. So we have a pretty solid lineup, I think, coming along here in the next 2 or 3 months.
It's going to get good. It hasn't been yet, but it's going to get good.
We have yet to reach the peak. We are not on the downside. We are still climbing up. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess here's to year number 2 starting.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, in year number 2, I've had some interesting feedback from some people that I know locally that listen. And I think we can make a little game out of our podcast. You and I both have our own little things that we do and say quite often.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told that mine is I go, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I say that a lot. And the phrase that you say the most is so to speak.
I do kinda a lot too.
Okay, yeah. But I think people can make a little game, like place an over under on how many times we say those phrases during a show, and get a fun little healthy competition going.
Yeah, and we could switch it up a little bit so we don't throw it. We could each choose a secret word of the day so that if one of us says it too much, we don't know it, but that's the one that officially is the over under.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Let's do that. Okay, next episode, we're going to do that.
Oh, geez. Here we go. We're promoting gambling now. We've stepped. Season 2 is going to start off so bad.
There's no money involved.
Oh.
Just like this podcast, there's no money involved.
There's no money involved. This is all volunteer work we're doing right now.
I did have some feedback, like sometimes when they do like kind of trivia oriented or like game show type oriented episode, the gift exchange I know was a popular episode, and also the this or that episode where I quizzed you rapid fire. I know those people enjoyed those, so we might have to do more things like that. Get people's brains working. And
Yeah, I actually have. I'd like to do the this or that with me asking you questions because
oh
I
yeah,
actually have a really good idea for it, but I can't tell you
okay,
because then it will throw off what you're going to do.
okay, very good. Let's do that
Yeah.
one of the next episodes then. I'm ready for you.
Okay. All right. This should be good.
I like
I'm
that one because
actually
I don't
really
have to
looking
do
forward
any
to it.
prep. I don't have to do any preparation for it.
Yeah, I don't either, but I'm gonna have to keep track of your answers. That's gonna be the tough part. It's gonna be the really
Okay.
tough part.
What else you got? Anything fun?
Um, so we kind of covered next year. We're gonna have to figure out something with the shorties. I hate to inform everybody, but our first shorty was January 14th, and half of the shorty episodes, half of the content in the shorty episodes is usually like looking back at the history of music, movies, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, one problem with that is once you go through an entire year, you basically start repeating it all again, but just
yeah.
adding another year's worth of information if there is anything from 2022. So we're going to have to rack our brains and come up with something else to add
Oh my
to the
God,
shorty episode.
I had not even that had not even dawned on me. Like not even. We'd just be repeating the same show over
It'd be the same thing.
every year, the same week.
What do you think anyone would have picked up on it if we just used the same
Probably not.
whatever from the previous year?
They won't remember. Neither would I.
No, I could have pulled that off for a long time. I could have been like, all right, here we go, brand new episode. Nope. 50% of the content from the previous year.
Now that you've thrown it out there into the universe, people will pick that stuff out.
We should try to do the live episode sometime where we have other people on the podcast, so to speak, at the same time, and just do.
There it was, so to speak.
yeah, you got it. And we could do
for sure.
a game show. We could do something like that.
Uh-huh.
And we could do a lot of different things. So it could be interesting.
And have some guests on the show. We've been saying we're going to do that forever, but we just haven't gotten
out.
We just haven't gotten to it yet. Just wait. It'll happen eventually. Just keep listening. You'll be fine.
Yeah. What we meant to say is in season 3, so to speak, of the podcast, we will have somebody on as a guest.
For sure.
In year 2.
In year 2. Okay.
Otherwise, I say let's kick off year 2. Let's do it with a boom.
Kick off year 2. And before we get to that, I just want to say thank you to you, Heinz. You're the one that planted the seed for this idea. You are the workhorse behind this podcast. You're a fantastic host and a great friend. And I just want to say thank you for sticking this out. And it's been really fun.
Back at you. You're the guy that makes it sound so good. You put in all the work to do that.
Make it sound so good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of here. And we'll be back next week, kicking off our second year. We're still in season 2. Season 3 will be a couple months down the road. I'm not too far off from Season 2 or season 3 will be coming out, but we're going to kick off year number 2 starting right now, I guess. But until then, have a safe, happy week. Thanks so much for listening. Take care. Check you later. Bye.
Sort of bye.